All right, so I'm in Canvas, kind of showing you. I've clicked on the, um, let me go back to home. Uh, this is what you'll see if you click in the first 6 period. Click this little link, and it'll take you down here, and then of course click on Monday. So today, here's what you need to be doing. In this content, you'll learn about the addition rule and complement, right? A complement is the opposite, right? So that's going to come into play when you're looking at different things from probability standpoint. So I've given you this website here, which is a really good website that we're going to use. And it's got a video in it, and it's got problems in it. And then here's the homework. And there's not that many on the homework. There's 16 of them, okay? But, and then the online help session, of course, click there. But I want to show you, when you click this link right here, it goes to this website. Okay, so the addition rule and complement. Here's a list of objectives. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to addition rule for disjoint events, right? Disjoint and joint events are basically mutually exclusive. Is basically, does one affect the other? Is one tied into the other, right? So I highly recommend watching the video. Disjoint and joint events, and they do Venn diagrams, which are some things that you probably saw when you were in 10th grade geometry, and it just kind of goes through. It gives you some links. It talks about some stuff here. It goes through the addition rule for mutually exclusive event, which is known as also a disjoint event, is the probability of one plus the probability of the other. It's the addition of it, right? And it's an OR, okay? It's an OR. This one or that one, okay? So because we're doing the addition one, the main keyword is OR. The next one that we're going to look at for Wednesday, Thursday is multiplication rule. Now that's an and, right, where you multiply the probabilities together and whatnot to get your answer. And it kind of goes through here. It's like example 1, find a probability, boom, and then you can hit reveal answer, right? And then it gives you this scenario and then this scenario, and then it talks about the duplicates, which we take as being the complement, right? The ones that are not intended in any of them. It kind of goes through that, and then it gets through this one as well. So by the time you get done with this, you should be prepared enough to look at some stuff. I may post some more videos tomorrow, today for tomorrow to help you with your homework and stuff. But I just kind of wanted to make sure you understood that that's what we're going to do. And then, we'll do the multiplication rule, and then conditional probability with that will be after spring break. And then we will actually get into the, after spring break, we'll get into standard deviation, variance, looking at the empirical rule, finding the probability of a curve, excuse me, of a curve, and so forth. So I want to make sure that y'all are aware that that's how it's going. So only 2 things this week, addition and a multiplication. So an or an and, all right? So just know that's what we've got, okay? Yeah. What we will do, we'll have a unit test, but we won't have a unit test till we get done with with everything in this unit. A lot of this stuff that we're covering, like last week, mean, median, mode, and basic probability, this week with the addition and multiplication rule, are all things that are foundational that are going to help you as we go forward. The thing that I did not want to do is I did not want to assume that whoever you had in the past covered this or didn't cover it. Okay? And I'm not going to, my goal is to do an overview. It's not to go really deep, but it is to allow you to kind of bring back up some of these things and go, okay, I understand what it means to have an or an and we'll look at some conditional probability too, just so you can see all the different stuff. Now, and then that will make sense as we progress forward and look at the other stuff. You'll have a better foundation. So that's the whole key. So a lot of this is beneficial. It's underlying standards of what you're needing to know as we go through, like expected value. Expected value is going to be using multiplication rules and stuff like that. So if you haven't learned this or the addition rule and different things, then you're going to have to play catch up. So again, it's stuff that you've probably seen before, but we're just going to revisit it. We're going to knock out these two things, go into spring break next week, come back out of spring break next week, look at some conditional, and then start looking at some variance and standard deviation type stuff. Okay, so that we can look at an empirical rule and then expected values and stuff like that. And then that's really it. So to say all that, what would it be on the unit test? What am I really responsible for? Well, you're gonna have to know the empirical rule, and looking at standard deviations and z-scores and stuff like that, finding area under curves, finding the standard deviation of a population or sample, expected values and stuff, and then combinations, permutations, which we have done, right? And then again, just looking at between certain things, what is the probability that a student fit in the scenario, looking at bell curves and stuff. So, all right, everybody with me? Okay, so I've got 16 problems here, right? And there's videos here, and there's another problem. See the or, right? There's not a lot. And if there's one, and we can talk tomorrow, like this and right here, I may have to teach you that. Disjoint or overlapping. Disjoint means it's separate. Overlapping means one's in place to complement all that stuff, type thing. So we may, 15, 16, we may, excuse me, 14, 15, 16, 13, we may have to look at some of those. 11. So these are the things right here, basically 1 through 9. And we can talk about 10, 11, 12 through 16. Those may be something that I put in as a review or something. You know, depends on how in depth they get. All right. Okie dokie. So does everybody understand how our week is set up? I'll definitely for Tuesday be putting up individual little video clips to kind of help you see some examples of the addition rule and everything. Um, so, and I may, the 11 through 16, and I'll look a little bit closer at that and kind of see what all that entails a little bit deeper. Is it above where we should be, or is it going to be in line and work good with what we're working on Wednesday? Is it a good lead in? So I think it's going to be, but we'll definitely take a look at it. And if it's not, we'll move that and we'll move it to a later section. Okay, so no big deal. All right. Um, let's do this. To look at some stuff before you got on at 1 o'clock today. And I do realize you had other classes that you were probably doing some stuff into. So I need you to get in, get going. I'm gonna post some more videos to probably help to facilitate some additional help on some of the questions that you might do it. I will post those under Tuesdays, okay? But my main goal for Tuesday would be, hey, we're going to work these problems. You're going to come in with, I can't do this when I'm not, don't know how to do this. I can't do this, and this is why, instead of, I ain't really worked my problems. Does that make sense? So that's, I need you to bring those questions and let's get them answered and everything. 1 through 9, 1 through 10, you should, and I'll look at the 10 through 16 to see what's going to be probably be the best way to get that answered, because it's really throwing a little bit more information that you're probably more or less familiar with, and everything. All right. Yes, ma'am. Everything that we're doing right now is helping. It's going back to one unit, but it is going to. Uh, I don't have. Well, I can't really say I don't have anybody failing, but I think everybody's okay. Guys, remember we still got a final exam that we'll have to take that will replace some test scores or stuff like that. Uh, but um, um, I can uh, shoot shoot me a. Let me do that. You're getting a lot of background noise. Let me boop. There we go. I mute you. I got a lot of background noise, so I couldn't. I was having problems hearing you. Um, I think you send me an email. I think Jesus is okay. I don't think I've looked, and I know Jesus has asked the same question on some things. But I think everything's coming up uh, with your grades and everything. And I went through the test that y'all took this weekend, or the quiz y'all took this weekend. I've got to put it in, plus your homework, which will make that go up as well. So, um, um, what else? I've got I've got some other opportunities to look at doing some replacement, but as a whole group and stuff. So just know that there are things that are coming. Final exam being one, um, and stuff like that. So just hang in there. Um, think about where you were and where you're at now, and that in itself is a tremendous feat that what you've done. Okay, you just want to maintain and continue going up. We've got all of April and about 3 weeks in May, so just hang in there. Okay, just continue doing the best you can. So I'm gonna leave you with this for today. If you don't have any I think Nolu was probably the only one that really had some stuff, but I'm gonna put some stuff up for you, Nola, to kind of look back at uh, and everything, and we'll look at questions on as everybody as a whole tomorrow during the help session at 1 o'clock. Um, is 1 o'clock working for everybody? Any, are you having any? Um, okay, I just I'm only seeing the same ones over and over again, and I hate to say same ones. There's some people I haven't seen on here. Um, I couldn't do it. I just tell you that. I got to have some face to face. I have to bounce some ideas off of you to make, if I was a student, to make sure that my thinking's correct. But that's okay. All right. Um, Everybody understand what our goal is for today and what we're trying to do for questions and everything for tomorrow. We're trying to work as much as we can, look at stuff. I'm going to post some videos up in Tuesday's page. Um, or would you like for me to put them in Monday's page? It doesn't really matter to me. Um, you want me to just put them on Monday, or what you want me to do? Okay, I'll put them on Monday, and that it gives you a different look at it and get you some stuff. But we're not. Remember, our goal is to do an overview of the probability, so you have a better foundation when we get into this other stuff. Um, so, you know,